classic bit about Delilah.
The biblical Delilah?
The radio.
Oh.
So she's like, Delilah, and then she just does voices like, he said, and then I was like,
it's time to take some Molly. For all your questions, quandaries, and problems, philosophical queries, she's got you covered. Take some. Molly!
Oh, this is Take Some Molly with Molly Smithson.
woo!
Molly Golightly if you nasty. This is a show where we answer people's questions, we give advice, we share our take on the world, and it's both comics and people who don't do comedy but have specialties, interests in certain areas. They consider themselves an expert of sort.
Ooh.
So I am with two amazing experts, and why don't you two introduce yourselves?
Oh, okay. Well, I am Nick Puente.
My name is Kellie Irwin.
So today's episode, we're talking about both vintage clothes shopping and then antiquing, collecting. I know you have different collections, Nick. So Kellie, you are a fashion icon, though, I would say, in Portland, Oregon.
Oh my God.
Really, truly. It's
Really?
true. Yeah. Yeah. When I think style, I think like myself, obviously.
Yes.
You. Elizabeth
What?
Teets.
Oh,
Jenna,
I'm in
too.
love with
I mean,
her.
I can make a who's who list.
I'm in love with
here
them.
of Portland comics. I'll put that on my website.
I almost feel like I'm going to have an emotion right now.
Oh my
like,
God, a real emotion?
I might, there might be a tear. I feel like I've spent them all already. But, that's really nice.
Oh, you're so welcome.
I just like wearing whatever the fuck I want and being like, this is who I am.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, deal with it. Because I didn't grow up that way. Like, I used to be really big.
Okay.
And I lost 100 pounds.
Wow, good for you.
And so I'm like, yeah, like I never, I feel like somebody had to tell me when I was younger, like, you can't wear that. Because I would just dress however I wanted. And they're like, no, big girls can't wear clothes like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think that's right. But I mean, it was before the whole like, what's it called? The body positivity. Yeah.
For real.
Like they
was
just,
so hard to grow up in the early 2000s and dress at any. I lived in Charlotte, North Carolina, like whitest suburbs. Everything was Abercrombie and Fitch. And it was like, this chunky tummy does not look good in low-rise jeans.
It's like if you're
bad.
not Fiona, get the fuck out of here. Like Fiona Apple. I just remember watching that music video and being like, I am never going to get there, but I'm going to try. I'm going to go to bed tonight and be like, please God, even though I don't really believe in you, I know that maybe you can hear me if I wake up in the morning thin. I will believe. If you could do that, I'll believe.
Yes.
I don't believe in him.
Yeah. I mean,
it didn't
checks
happen. It checks out. Jesus wasn't there for me.
Oh, sad. Well, Nick, what about you? Did Jesus lead you to antiquing?
Did Jesus lead me to antiquing? I went to bed when I was like, Jesus, who doesn't exist, if you can just give me collections of sweet pieces of history, I will believe in you. That are mostly probably pieces of history that say you don't exist, but still,
give me the history,
right? I've always Kellie's always dressed in sharp. She's always look at these shoes she wore today.
I know she's wearing. Let's just describe everyone's outfits right now. I'm fucking scrub and wearing what I always wear on weekends, which is like Mariners pants that were a great Goodwill find. Thank you. And a 1988 Who t-shirt, but that is not vintage. It is from Urban Outfitters.
Oh.
What are you going to do, right?
Colors are good, though.
Yeah, thank you. And then, Nick, well, I describe myself. Describe your own outfits, because I can't, like, tell them the history of your clothing. I want us to describe our outfits right now.
Oh, I want Kellie to describe it.
Okay, so Nick Puente looks like somebody's grandpa got lost at a Goodwill and he like went in with no pants and was like, these'll do. They're vintage and I love them. And the shirt is like a hand-me-down vintage Hawaiian shirt. The popular ones, though, it looks really good.
Yeah.
And I like this. I don't know what this fabric is, but I'm into it. I feel like you thought I was being mean, but I meant it in a good way because grandpa style is in.
It is.
Okay, so I didn't mean to. Don't cry.
That's
Okay.
so true. We went.
Oh,
from
and
like-
that is a cool fucking shirt. It's like Godzilla drinking a Dr. Pepper, and I really want to see that movie too. So.
Oh yeah, Godzilla now in theaters.
And the normal Nick Puente shoes.
What are the normal Nick Puente? Oh, Vans.
Vans that have
Yeah.
color boxes on them.
Yeah, very impressive. Very custom.
He's a very handsome man.
All right.
Let's
so,
hear it.
Okay. So Kelly's got some. I'm gonna say wingtipped because that's.
No,
They're not wingtips, but
not
that's the
even
word.
close.
That's the word
You want me
I
to
think in
say
my
it?
head.
They're
Pointed. They're pointed.
Pointed shoes. Good job.
Pointed shoes.
What color would you say they are?
Neon yellow? Canary
Yes,
yellow.
Great job.
Neon yellow.
Mhm.
They're like neon yellow, pointed. They're not high heels, but they're just heels, right? Pointed heels?
Yeah, they're not terribly high. That's like the ideal height because it's not a kitten heel, but it's not too high. Yeah. Yep.
So the best height heel,
The best height. Yep.
and a like polka dotted skirt,
job.
polka dotted skirt, and a crop top with like Rocky Horror Picture Show looking lips.
Yep.
Like it's like the
Very
opening
good
shot with
But they're like
vampire
cartoon, yeah,
fangs,
cartoon vampire.
and then a
fangs.
crystal to ward off evil spirits
Vampires.
and vampires. Oh yeah, all right.
Amazing. Well, so that's what we're wearing.
Right.
And we're talking about clothes. We're talking about housewares, collectibles. So let's get into some questions, folks. One, do you buy shoes at vintage stores? It really grosses me out. I'm never sure why you would, but there's got to be a reason to score sweet kicks without foot fungus.
These shoes that I have on are from vintage.
There you
Yeah, these are from Red,
go.
White, and Blue. They're fucking...
Nice.
Dude, these are Calvin Klein. Why wouldn't...
Nice.
Don't they look clean?
They do. They look super clean.
It's not even like I... Maybe I'm just gross, but it's not even like I fucking wash my shoes. I just...
No.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, between heels, like dress shoes or heels by vintage, but what about like they said kicks.
Day.
So like
That's true.
sneakers. I've done that too. You would do that too? Like that's still
I've done that too. Yeah, because you can just... Like, here's the thing. There's a difference between, like, gross and, like, loosely worn. Like, you can pick up
Very
a pair of
true.
tennis shoes especially and look at the bottoms and see how many times they've been worn, if they're disgusting, if the person was disgusting. Like, you're not going to buy those shoes. But also the thing that you got to remember is they're not going to be accepted into that store to be sold in the first place if they're gross.
True.
Like, they know their customers that are coming in to, like,
And
have them...
I don't really know
buy,
about
sell.
this, but they have procedures of like sterilization, right?
I have no fucking clue.
You would know.
that's they do, but that's usually up to the vendor. So some vendors will take the time, and it's a
Yeah.
lot of time too, to like soak these clothes that they find and clean them up.
Wow.
Soak them, then wash them, then bleach them, then dry them, then soak them again, and do all that.
Yeah.
But some of them won't, especially with shoes.
Yeah,
'Cause
shoes
that-
are hard to clean.
So they
too.
might just bring them in.
Like, I mean, they could be. Like, the shoes that I bought, the tennis shoes, they were a pair of Nikes, but they still had, like, the sticker on them, but I could tell they were worn, like, maybe 1 or 2 times.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel like that was bad at all. And, like, with the T-shirt washing and rewashing that you were talking about, I think the reason that they do that, too, is to get more of this, like, faded look that you have on, because it makes it
Yeah,
look
that's
even more
true.
vintage. Like, you could get in, like, when my grandpa passed away, he has a lot of awesome T-shirts that I have now. But they're honestly not that faded because
Right.
my grandma took care of his stuff. And if you got it and you washed it a bunch of times, I think somebody would want to buy it more because people like this faded look. And I like it too, personally.
Me too. And the softness of a t-shirt too. Like you do have to wear it in almost. Yeah.
That's why. Well, that's what the '70s ones are so popular because they started out that way.
Yeah.
That just soft, light.
Yeah. So shoe wise, use your best judgment. One thing I should do, but I never do, is like take shoes to a cobbler too. Like that deters me from getting shoes at vintage stores that otherwise you could clean up, replace the soles, and it's like good as new, you know? Yeah.
Truthfully, for guys, and I don't know about everyone else, but for guys size 10 and under, Ross.
Yeah, Ross is great.
No, I agree. I have fucking like I'm very tall, so I have really fucking huge feet. So I don't ever. I used to have bigger feet. I used to be a size 11, but now I'm a 10. Yeah, isn't that crazy? When you lose weight, your feet shrink. Just like you know how when they say a full fucking size.
Wow.
Yeah. Like you know they say like pregnant ladies, their feet like. Yeah. It's kind of the same, I guess. That's only. It's really weird. Like I kind of wish. I don't know how the F you would ever like a time lapse video of a foot shrinking. I don't know. I'm gonna look into that later.
You'd have to take
It's
a
very
picture of your foot
like every
day for your whole weight
But
loss
to see that though,
that would be cool.
I want to see that YouTube black hole of just time lapse foot reduction videos. That's interesting.
There becomes like a foot reduction surgery. Actually, you can get
you can
toe
do that.
surgery.
You can get toe.
I would honestly do it. I hate my little toes.
Oh.
Yeah. I have.
Yeah,
really
I would
weird
get rid of
little
it
toes.
totally.
I like don't even consider the little toe a toe. It's just a nubbin.
Oh,
You have 4 toes and a
true,
nubbin.
True. Yeah.
That's all it is.
I like injured my toe at a wedding.
Oh.
Yeah, in September, and just now the little scab went away, and I was like, I would rather have lost my toe and it not hurt this bad. Like, what is the point of a baby toe?
Of the baby
There's
toe?
none anymore.
I don't know. The other thing that freaks me out about them is the toenail itself. It's like, what is this? It's just like growing upwards.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like you don't. It is okay. I know it sounds great. My feet aren't that weird. You can. I'm gonna post a picture of my feet later, so I don't. People don't think I'm like crazy.
Listen up.
You're in the foot fetish crowd.
Okay, next question. I hear about people finding furniture online, but I don't want to get killed. What have your experiences been, and what are your tips for a murder-free Craigslist experience?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, murder for. So you're just they're more worried about just running into weird people on Craigslist.
Yeah,
Than
exactly.
just don't do You don't need to do Craigslist. Really.
Okay,
True.
so I thought that she was saying like, how do you tell if a dead person died on it? And I was like, I don't know.
That's a great question.
I was like,
though.
look
Let's
under
say
the
that's
cushions.
The question instead.
Okay. Well, I'm no investigator, but you could just look for blood. Just like again, they're not going to accept. I don't even think Goodwill would be like, oh, somebody was murdered on this couch.
Yeah.
You know what? Some hipster will be into this blood stain. Let's do it.
That's gonna become a like decor style.
Yeah, like
murder.
Like look at this lamp. It's got like splattered, but like you're like, I just want my house to look like O.J. Simpson was here. Like that's all I want.
I bet people bought out the stuff from OJ's house. Like,
I'm sure of
they're definitely creepy rich people like
But
that.
To answer the question for me, I think you just have to go into it knowing what you're looking for. But
Yeah.
I think maybe like these questions, I'm like, damn, I think I have low standards for like cleanliness of things. Like I just don't give a fuck, I guess. Like if the couch looks clean to me, I look under the cushions, I guess, and you can wipe it off.
That's true. But okay, so if they're actually talking about maybe not getting murdered, but getting a good
experience.
Good experience with antique furniture.
Oh, that's right,
Craigslist.
Yeah.
On Craigslist. I mean, there has to be almost an inordinate amount of pictures. You're going to need pics of basically every inch of this thing before you go see it, and you have to see it. There's no way of getting out not going to see it in person. If you want good vintage furniture deal, you have to see it in person.
Yep.
No doubt. And so you just got to, then in that case, you're just going to have to really read the ad and see if they're talking crazy in it. And then decide no on this one. But you don't really need to go on. I mean, I guess you can go to Craigslist, but go to. There's plenty of vintage furniture stores. They are way expensive here in Portland compared to other cities, but
But that's the other thing I was thinking is that if you're looking at the ad and it's for some like amazing vintage piece that looks stellar and they're selling it for like $1, then beware of that. That shit's fucked. Don't do that.
Sketchy.
He's trying to get you
Yeah.
into his house or whatever.
Also,
in this
just
case,
bring
it's
someone with you, obviously.
Yeah, bring someone with you. I think it's just a common sense thing,
Yeah.
really, at this point. Some Craigslist. People do want to
True.
just get rid of stuff, so you might find something really good for like $5.
I
but
got
you
these
just take a
couches
friend.
for free, which
Yeah.
was sweet.
You meet-
Craigslist can
Yeah, I love
deliver.
these. That's what I was going to say. These
Yeah.
are great. Like, you can find good stuff. You just have to be smart about it.
Portland, unlike any other city I've ever been to, the free ads /
Yeah.
free piles are amazing.
Wild.
Insane
Wild.
the stuff you can get here that people will just
Yeah.
like. It's kind of like in Irvine. In Irvine, California,
Never been.
it's like if the set of the Golden Girls were a city.
Cool.
I shit you not. That is Irvine. At least giant swaths of it are just
Amazing.
old Hollywood money
Oh, I love it.
that is in all floral print and wicker furniture
Yes.
and just sipping Mai Tais and Long Island iced teas all day long. And then and they're free piles. Like I was walking down the road and I found a fucking immaculate mid-century modern coffee table.
Oh my god.
With slide out pencil drawers.
Oh, cute.
So it's like this thick, and
Little
they had
tiny.
4 of them on each side.
Cool.
Oddly enough, in this day and age, and it's not so much people not knowing what they have, it's just people
Yeah.
not caring as much anymore
Right.
about going through the trouble of selling things.
Right.
I had it. I got my money's worth out of it.
Also, it's this cool new economy, I feel like, of like young poor people
Yeah.
who are like, I have the internet and the savvy to like Google on Craigslist or like, what's it, next door? No.
Yeah, there's next door.
sometimes, and then
Facebook Market, yeah.
Very good.
So there's all these resources now that
Yeah.
recycled stuff is flowing through. Since there's so much of it, you can't get as much money for it, and people some people aren't taking the time to try to get money for it. Just fuck
Right.
it. Just go.
At the same time, like, I know Elizabeth Teets is doing this. I'm going to do it. She told me to just come over and we'll use her mannequins
Yeah.
to sell your clothes on Poshmark.
Oh, yeah.
So that's
Amanda's
a
been
really,
doing that too.
it's a really, really awesome thing. But you just need to make sure that you take every single picture that you can.
Right.
And like I've gone through and looked at them like, man, some of these people have really shitty pictures and it's like, you don't
Yeah.
care. Like, I think that when I do, I'm going to take the time to make
Yeah.
it look like, I think I want to sell like more like bundles of outfit, like a full outfit. Cause I
for
like that
sure.
so much, not having to think about what am I going to wear with this?
Right.
God, I want to take that away from you and just be like,
Yeah.
well, if you want it, you can obviously buy it separate, but it'd be so much easier just like that whole thing
It can
right
be
there.
a bundle where
Yeah.
it's like this, and
Yeah.
this, but then you get a deal. That's genius.
Because I don't want you to have to be like, oh, what shoes am I going to have that I wear? What skirt? What shirt?
Right.
What top is this going to? I just want to sell all the pieces together.
Nice. Do people do
Yeah.
that on there already?
Yeah. Yeah. They'll sell like,
That's cool.
and they'll sell like,
Yeah.
mystery bundle bags too.
Huh.
So if you look at their website and you like their style and everything, it is, and they're usually pretty cheap, but it would suck if you got one of those and it was all like garbage clothes. But I mean, but the thing is, they won't do that because that website is so, it generates all the sales by their rating.
Right.
So if you're like, I don't know what they call it, like a pro seller or some shit, like, and you've got all your stars or whatever,
Right.
then you can't really fuck with that because
Yeah.
you know they're not fucking with anybody else. So
Yeah. That's the great thing about digital everything is like the accountability where
It's instant.
it's so instant. Everything is instant.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't imagine. I mean, yeah, vintage collecting wasn't really a thing though back in the day, was it? I guess old antiques.
Yeah, antiques were.
Yeah.
Antiques were. But yeah, interestingly enough, yeah, antiques were a thing. I mean, they've only been a thing for the 20th century.
Right.
Really the second half of the 20th century.
Right.
But it used to be giant chest of drawers, 80-piece china sets,
Yeah.
glassware.
High quality. It's
But boring as fuck.
Right.
So boring and really useless. Like, when are you
Yeah.
going to need an 80-piece
Right.
dinnerware set? Like,
Well-
everyone has them in display.
Right.
And you don't use them. But, so, when vintage really, really started taking off, at least in this newest modern era, in the late, like, 2010, a cool thing popped up
Yeah.
where it was like instead like screw it, but kind of like throwing off the old guard,
Right.
and what those antiques that were getting thousands of dollars for people paying for this stuff
Yeah.
dropped off a cliff, and it was like no one wants it anymore because young
Right.
people, we don't have the room for it. We
Right.
don't need this. Plus, I don't like it. Like, I want the
Yeah.
cool stuff. Show me the conversation pieces.
Yes.
So all that stuff started getting sold and started
Mhm.
getting big, but listen to what it was called initially. Its names changed, but when it first started coming out, the category of this was called mantiques. All the stuff that's cool
was all men's
was all
shit?
well, no, it was just under the because only guys like the cool stuff.
Oh, of course.
So like there was an encyclopedia called Mantiques, and in it was like all these. It was like, check it, here's a paperweight made out of galvanized glass from the Los Alamos nuclear testing.
That's
Here's
cool.
Marilyn Monroe's X-ray that you can actually see the sides of her boobs, and she autographed it.
Yeah, that's a great antique.
But
Me too.
but- that's Mantiques. Like that.
That's rude.
it's just
It is. Who the fuck doesn't want a picture of
That
Marilyn
would be
Monroe's
so
side? I want
cool.
that picture.
I want to put it on that wall right now. I bet you could get
I
a
know.
print of it.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
making a note
absolutely.
to do.
Like, okay, yeah.
but yeah, but like, and I was like, why is the awesome stuff, but the old boring shit, but then the cool stuff is called It was so
Yeah.
insane. But I did bring some.
Yes. Okay. Well, so tell us about.
Well,
This is my mom's website.
your mom has a
My
website?
mom has she sells, it's called myfamilyvintage.com. Is it okay if I
Ooh.
plug that?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
It's on Etsy.com. There's like so much cool shit like that she got like from like this carnival glass set. Like, people don't drink out of that stuff anymore, but they fucking sure decorate with it, you know? Yeah, like that kind of stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's gorgeous.
Like,
I
there's
bought
So much
something
cooler
like
stuff on there
that.
too.
I thought.
She's just learning. Like, her Etsy website is bomb, but the
Yeah.
Facebook is she's still working on that.
I lost it. There we go.
Yeah.
Muppets Miss Piggy collectible mugs.
Isn't-
Are you kidding me? Are
Aren't
these
those
still available?
and everything? Yeah, everything is in like immaculate condition too because
$16?
yeah, and her prices are ridiculous.
Oh
and
my God.
she's
Okay, I need to get my own.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's what she's
How did
gonna
she
do
start
now.
doing that?
Both of our just this past year, both of her parents passed away, and then my other just like basically it started by getting handed down all this amazing stuff, and my family couldn't like you can't get rid of that stuff,
Right.
but you want it to go. The idea of buying something like that and selling something like that is going to a home where somebody's going to appreciate it. And I think that's
Yeah.
all they want. Like, my grandparents are from the Depression era, so they took such good care of their stuff because,
Right.
you know, you work really hard for it. And that's just
Yeah.
kind of like their generational thing. Like, I lose my shit all the time and I don't take as good, but they like immaculate.
Yeah.
And yeah, so she has all this like crazy cool stuff. The Etsy website is good. I think it's better than the Facebook. No offense, Mom, if you're listening. You know,
I can advise you
But
on
it's
Facebook
Etsy.
too if you want Kelly's
yeah,
mom.
My Family Vintage. Talk to Molly. Yeah, My Family Vintage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
All right.
awesome.
Oh,
so-
you have stuff.
You have stuff. Tell us what do you want to do? Tell us about where you got this stuff, or like generally.
It was just examples of
Okay.
like what vintage hunting and mantique.
Oh, okay. So these
It
are
was-
mantique examples.
So
See it.
very like the quickest, easiest, most transportable stuff I could bring. First and foremost, how about the world's largest flask?
Oh my God. I love the nickel hammered.
Yeah.
Hammered nickel. Is that what it's called?
So it's this.
Not this big though, but she's got it's this. I feel like
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
damn.
it's
Genius.
it's a hip flask that is literally the size of your hip, and so you can't walk with it.
I like liked how Kelly was doing it. I think I would
On
go
the
inner
side?
thigh.
Inner
Inner
thigh?
thigh to prevent the chub rub, you know?
Ooh. But yeah,
Not
so
chub.
these are portable. So the eye test thing
Yeah.
at your eye doctor's office.
Right.
These were portable ones for doctors to take on the road,
Oh my gosh.
and you can. They're like, to me, they're like 3D glasses. So twist the sides, Kelly.
I want to take a picture of Kelly putting these on right now.
So put them on and then twist the sides, and and they're individual. So one can go and the other one can if you want, and yeah.
Tell us about like your process finding these things.
I go old fashioned.
Okay.
I hunt.
Okay.
I'm a hunter. I want to find them.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to the bins.
We're going to the bins. Going to the bins.
We went to the bins. That was a fun trip.
Actually, the best thing I found so far at the bins. So, this is a book, originally published in 1911. This is published 1918, called "The Great
Whoa.
War on White Slavery," aka prostitution.
Oh,
That's what white
cool.
slavery is.
I was worried. It's
White
not
slavery
just
is-
white people.
But that's the only one we care about.
Right, of course. Enough
so-
to write a book in the
right.
1800s.
And the cover, this is an actual postcard that they put on the cover of it,
Whoa.
of a mom and daughter reading a sign of hey, free work here, we want ladies to get paid well, call Jim or whatever the fuck.
And so
They
they
literally copyright 1911.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's dedicated to those stalwart men and noble women who, in honor and love of humanity, are devoting their lives to this cause.
Wow.
Well, so here's the thing, and anyways, but yeah, on the post they're reading this, and then there's a swarthy gentleman peeking around the corner who's gonna kidnap him or whatever, and they're like, don't do this. Yeah,
Let's see.
for all intents and purposes, this book is a SJW
Yeah.
manifesto about even with the ideals of the time, like these women are fallen and they're terrible or whatever.
Right.
But there's different chapters on, even if that is so, do you want more of them? Because if you don't give them better health care and or education, then then this process is gonna keep going.
Right.
And so we should start centers for them. We should do schools for them. We should not put them in jail. We should put them in hospitals and all this
Yeah.
stuff. And then there's a big pullout thing in the back on a bunch of known pimps. And then it's about then they talk about how these guys get in and out of jail so quick, and you don't
Yeah.
seize their assets, that they just get to keep these girls
Still
in there.
Probably true.
So you should make the penalties stiffer on them, and actually, so
Yeah.
it's just, but it's all about that. And this is from 1911.
Wow.
So
cool. Wow. And where do you find that?
at the bins.
Ah, the bins. Oh, well, wow. What was your first antique that you can remember, or collectible vintage thing that was of note?
In my head, I think it was a newspaper.
Ah.
It was a newspaper from 1912 announcing the sinking of the Titanic.
Nice.
And what got me into everything was that I started flipping through it, because I was like,
Yeah.
the Titanic, okay, that's cool, but I know this thing.
Right.
And
right.
but it was like, this is a full newspaper. And then
Yeah.
I started thinking, so what else is happening? And so I
Yeah.
started reading, and I started finding, I was like, oh, Sears and Roebuck is doing a special. If you order so many pieces, like, we'll have a guy
Right.
do this with you, and he'll send this there, and like, get the newest coolest thing to get rid of headaches, like cocaine
Yeah.
or some shit. Like
It's
it was
great.
Yeah.
I have a headache right now. I was just thinking this. Do you feel like buying clothes was much more personal back in the day, because everything that you bought was like sized to you? Like, remember all the dresses?
Yes.
Like, I know that it would be crazy. I would never in a million want to wear like a 80,000 piece dress, which is
Right,
what they
right.
had to wear. But at the same time, I would have a lot of fun with wearing one for a night.
Yeah.
And just that the care and
absolutely.
like that goes into that, and like having something made for you so personal. Like, if I was a dude, I would save my money and buy a fucking suit but have it like tailored. Like you need a nice suit.
I'm
like
all
tailored.
for
I
people
love it.
getting their
Yeah.
clothes. That was
You should get your shit tailored.
actually tying into another question
Okay,
I had.
perfect.
I am a curvier gal, so if I happen to find vintage clothes in my size, they're usually frumpy or too big in some areas.
Yeah.
What are some looks that would work for me? And so my answer to that is whatever you want to wear, just get it
Yeah.
tailored if you're going to invest the time in vintage. But it is so hard.
Yeah, I have like the opposite experience because everyone was so much smaller back then. Like
Yeah.
a size 12 back then was really, it to us is like an 8.
Right.
So it's so different. So if you get something with such a good fabric like that, take it in and get it let out.
Oh,
And I would
there's a
say
great
like
idea.
a really good look if you're curvier that I do, I'm pretty much doing right now, which is like a longer like midi skirt.
Yeah.
And then you can do like a crop top with it. Cause I like to mix like a vintage with like something right now
Yes.
in the present
absolutely.
type thing. And I think that it accentuates like where your waist hits.
Yeah, definitely.
And like, yeah, I don't know. And plus it's just comfortable to me doing that.
Yes.
But you can take anything to be tailored, but finding vintage clothes to fit you right is difficult. But that's also why it makes it so special, I think.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
like trying to find something, just try it on.
Mm-hmm.
But if it has like a fabric that's able to work it out, I'm trying to think of a place that does that right now in Portland. That's what hit my. I feel like I don't know. Here, you talk. I'm gonna Google something really quick. Artifact.
Oh, Artifact does it?
Yes, they are awesome.
And it's a great shop too. Artifact's just a really
That's
good
so
shop.
true. Oh my god,
They have a tailor.
yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's what that
And they'll, like,
that
replace
front
zippers. Yeah. Yeah, I need to go over there. I have a bunch of stuff I want to fix up. Cool. Well, that I guess sort of answers the curvy, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you have other stuff with that one or no?
I would say like the most important thing is to find a website that you can get. So it's shopping for people that are bigger is so unfair and such bullshit. Like I remember like in high school and everything, like there was just like 3 websites or something that I could buy off of, and they make bigger women feel terrible. Like I hate that you put like the bigger sizes on the bottom. It's like, are you
Right.
kidding me? I have to be the one to bend all the way over right now. That's what you want for yourself? Fine. Fucking take a look at my asshole then. I'm going to bend over right now, right in front of your face, and enjoy me reaching for my 18s. You know,
Yeah.
like I don't know why they do that. Like, can't you put, and it's crazy because any store, which is rare to find, like I could never find talls, but Gap would have them. Yeah, and they'd have like a
Interesting.
16 tall, but it'd be on the bottom one underneath like 12 other pairs of jeans.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why put the tall girl shit on the bottom, you piece of shit,
True.
corporate asshole, hate you. I'm very frustrated with that. But that doesn't answer her question. What she's going to have to do is a fantastic website is ASOS. What I would do is get I wouldn't spend that much money on a vintage piece that you don't know fits you. Like if you can't try it on, if
Right.
you're buying it online, what I would do is buy key pieces from like a website like that has your size, and then maybe buy different pieces of like tops. Tops I think would be easier.
Yeah, absolutely.
At like a vintage store. Just make sure that you try it on and then mix it with something.
Good call.
Is that kind of an answer?
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's a really
Okay.
good answer. Where do you guys go for accessories, vintage accessories?
In town, Artifact is good.
Yeah.
For stuff, really cool stuff, really good stuff.
Yeah.
What's there? I never remember the name of it.
Hollywood Vintage is pretty good.
I haven't been there.
Oh.
It's a junk shop on Hawthorne.
Oh.
Really good stuff, really cool stuff is either the name, and it's badass. And then Artifact is really good. Lounge Lizard is pretty pricey.
Yeah, they're
It's sick. They have awesome stuff, but
Right.
you are gonna pay for it.
right.
Magpie's cool.
I haven't been there either.
All further down, right across from Blackbird Pizza, 21st and
Okay.
Hawthorne. They're vintage clothes, but then their second specialty is like costume jewelry and accessories. So
Cool.
for that,
I would say too, accessories you can go online.
Yeah.
If it depends. I mean, I wouldn't do anything with like rhinestones or like small pieces that could have gotten lost that you can't tell. But Etsy is the place to search accessory wise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
If you're doing it online, I definitely believe in that. Is if you're looking for something specific. Me, I feel like all of my vintage pieces and stuff, was lucky enough to have a lot of stuff passed down recently, but also you just kind of find them when you find them. Like, it's like I like to not be looking for it and just to kind of have one happen to you. I think a great, like, really fun day trip for vintage shopping is Silverton.
Oh, really?
So much fucking fun. Yeah, because they've got the falls. They've got like 2 or 3 like thrifty vintage shops that are way, like, they're not, the town's not very big and it's not super popular. So you're gonna have a fun day, and the stuff in there is decently priced. Like it's pretty cheap.
And that's Silver Falls, great hike.
Yeah. So it's like I really like going there for like a fun like shopping / walk around in trees and falls trip or whatever.
That's a good little weekend trip.
Yeah.
That'd be
It's
fun.
super fun.
I've heard that Santa Barbara and like that area, kind of the wealthier suburbs of LA, are some of the best vintage stores because it's so many wealthy older people who are often like old money California, great taste. Palm Springs and like the desert too.
Okay. Oh, garage sales.
Yes.
What you should do is go online and search. Portland garage sales are so, like, we're so into that now that they have these descriptions of what they're selling.
Oh,
so what I look for when I'm trying to go all out and find something is you can look at a description of what they're selling, and you're going to hook me if in your ad it says like full estate sale, which means like my grandma just died and she had a bunch of cool jewelry, and you're basically just saying that, and you can go get it. And the people there really want to get rid of this stuff. They don't want it. They need to get rid of it now because they got to sell the house and go through all this stuff. So I think that's where you're going to find the best prices for the coolest shit is at garage sales. But also I just like it to happen to me in cool places where I am. So I mean,
I think that's the coolest thing of vintage and thrift shopping is like you're not going to the store where you know there's going to be a black Gap t-shirt that's size small. Like, it's impressionistic almost of just, this is what I'm on the hunt. I'm looking for maybe a specific thing, but maybe just like I'm going to let these pieces come to me. Yeah, exactly. So the other question was rank your favorite Portland vintage stores. I think Nick broke that list down because you are the expert hunter.
Oh. And truthfully, it starts with the bins.
It starts with the bins.
It starts with the Milwaukee. The Milwaukee one is the best.
Yes, it is.
No.
Ooh, red, white, and blue. What's that? Tell us.
what? Okay, this is...
It does.
It does,
I
but
like
it's
that.
not. It's in Milwaukee. It's like the best place ever. I always find something so cool. There's a bunch of clothes. There's a bunch of and then all the way around the rim of the store is toys, housewares, accessories, and then they have several aisles of red, white, and blue in Milwaukee. They've got shoes, toys, blankets. I would go there and check it out. But here's the thing too, what I've noticed even with that place being like my favorite place of all time to shop, they are realizing the money in vintage clothing and some of their prices have gone up. But what they do is they have, I mean, they're still good. I just got like a leather jacket from Express there for like $20.
Oh, sweet.
And I think that's like a good deal. And it looks brand new. Like it's nice. And they have every day when you go in there, though, they're going to say that today is a green and white day. And that means anything that's green or white is like 50 or 75% off. Cool. There's not that much of that stuff left because people are diehard for the store. Like it is crowded and there's kids that run around because now it's getting more popular. But it's one of those places that it's worth it. Yeah. And just remember, it's cash only. There's an ATM in there.
Oh,
so that's
good
a good
to know.
thing too. Yeah.
Do you guys have things you will or will not you're always looking for or you'll never buy when you're out shopping for vintage stuff?
Gosh, I'm just always looking for, I always look through, I like skirts for right now, long stuff like jackets that like key pieces that that you always look for, like having the right, like a good leather jacket is good, a good blazer, good couple, like a pair of high heels that's a nice brand, like jewelry because it's so unique. I don't know, I won't buy like a retainer I'm not gonna do that.
No
Yeah, no
retainers.
retainers. I'm not gonna use anybody's old. No
Underwear.
vintage vibrators.
I actually would buy it just for the display, like just
Like,
put it in.
Oh
here.
yeah, maybe. There's like, this is chiseled from George Washington's. Oh God, I don't know where it's going with that.
Did you see that pic I had of the antique breast pump that I found?
Yes, wild.
I love that fucking thing.
I kind of want to give that a try too. Like my breasts are not open right now.
Yeah, and that was $10. And I was
Wow.
like, I gotta get this.
Yeah.
You gotta.
You gotta
have to.
seize that
I
opportunity.
just love that so much. I love your mind so much for thinking that. Like, I don't know any other men who are like, vintage titty pumper. Oh yeah, you're coming home with me, baby. Like, I just love it so much. You're like my favorite. Thank you.
That is a real mantique. So, Nick, do you have any stuff you absolutely won't buy? It seems like you're open to what
No,
the
yeah,
universe
I'm
gives you.
I'm pretty open. And I'm always on the hunt
Okay.
for something. It's got to be cool.
Yeah.
That's the key. It has to spark a conversation. It has to have a story. It has to have personality. It has to have history.
Yes.
And so this turn, especially in high-end vintage
Yeah.
clothing, of just taking Gap shirts
Right.
from, I don't know, they found it. Maybe it was made in 2001. Who gives a shit?
Right.
It's a Gap shirt.
Yeah.
But putting prices on it as if it's something bothers me. And then this Portland is huge on cut-off denim booty shorts that are like $40 though. I mean, you just took.
They are. Denim is hard though. Denim is one of the things that it's like, don't buy denim at Goodwill unless it's really great brand designer stuff. Like because people stretch out their pants and we don't make denim the same way anymore, you know? So it's like it's not something that'll last. That's the other tough thing I think too with the newer stuff is like it's not gonna hold up. Like these fucking pants from 1965.
Right.
I recently, like, the joy of it, like what you were talking about, I found a pair of those high-waisted Levi's jeans. They call them like mom jeans or whatever, in perfect condition at this little vintage shop called Wade Creek in Estacada. And it's also, that's a really cute place. $7. That would I had like a moment to stop. I'm like $71 maybe I missed it because those are so expensive to buy at any store now.
Right.
And they're so in. I'm just like trying to get used to like the crotch of it because the crotch is so different because it's so high.
Yeah.
I'm like, you just gotta lean into it, baby. Like
does.
welcome some camel toe into
I
your
had the
life, you know?
coolest-
Just do it.
Coolest pair of mom jeans that also were like emblazoned with like a lion, a metal lion, like a little, not even statue. It wasn't a button though, and like turquoise. And I fucking bought them when I was at my skinniest, just chain smoking all the time, and then gained weight back
Do you have
in a good way.
I just feel like they made pants better back then because you can't I can't find a single person who could put on a pair of what do they call them, mom jeans, I don't know why they call them that, that their ass doesn't look incredible in them.
It's
like you turn around and you're like, damn,
yeah, mom
like
said
it just
figured out.
It just looks good.
Yeah,
like I don't know why they ever went out. I love them, but the camel toe thing I'm trying to get used to.
That is really hard.
Because it's like when I sit down and cross my legs, I'm like, maybe
also
I do like
heavy.
this. I don't know. Like, maybe I do like this a little too much. Maybe I should leave. But then like, just be like, before I leave, you know, when you do your last glance in there, I'm like, well, fucking
go for
doing
it.
Yeah.
That's the nice thing of living in a town like Portland too, is it's not like Dallas where like I would break out in hives, I think, if I wore mom jeans, and it was just like so and I guess it is trendy now. Yeah. But yeah.
In Portland you can do whatever you want. We just really live in that place.
Everyone
don't
should
we?
be able to. Do what you want.
Well, I think that's really what it is. That's what it's about. Like the way we express ourselves and the way we want other people to see us is in a lot to do with what we wear.
Right.
And so I think a lot of times when we talk about clothing and vintage stuff and any of it, I think a lot of people take it in this way where we're being like materialistic or something like that. But I'm so not like that at all. Like vintage and stuff like that, that's so personal, and like there's like Nick was saying, there's history, there's somebody else that owned it before you, and I I don't know what it is, but I have heard people be like grossed, like that's the part that grosses them out. And I always just look at them like, you're kind of an asshole, I think.
Yeah.
Like, what's your problem? You can't wear a pair of jeans that somebody else wore before? What? I don't get that.
Also,
I don't know.
philosophically, we're all made of
Yeah.
trash. So, from the inside out, you're.
And then there's like everyone's donated or thrown out pants, and you know someone else. Like, are you freaked out that someone else is wearing your pants that you threw out years ago? No, who gives a shit?
Well, this is all good tips. I think what I'm hearing, last words, I guess we can all go around and give everyone our hot advice, but stay out of the trendy stores.
Yes.
Go to the bins. Wear gloves.
Yeah, definitely wear gloves.
And don't buy into Craigslist ads that are too good to be true. Yeah. That's my 3 takeaways. I think that's great advice.
Yeah, those all sound good. I say dig. You find stuff underneath other stuff, behind racks. Find the cool stuff. At least for if I'm talking for stuff, the smalls, like AKA smalls in the antique world, those are always hidden behind things, underneath things, thrown under things, on top of things. That dig for that, and you also same for clothes, especially for T-shirts.
Right.
You'll find them in the back of stuff. Find them in the back of racks, and just dig a little.
Dig a little.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I mean, the other thing, not just with vintage, but with fashion in general, like, if you like something, wear it. Don't worry about, like before I went out today wearing these shoes, it's like, damn, these are a lot. They're extra, you know? But I went with it because I fucking like them. So who the fuck cares? Do what you want.
Do you? Thank you both for being on this podcast and giving us
Thank you
your
for having
ideas.
us.
Do you have any things to plug or that you want the people to know about? This will be coming out.
I don't know. Like Portland's funniest. I don't
Portland's
really care.
funniest.
I'm like, don't come. Stay home. Go shopping. Avoid helium for the next 2 months. And hug your comic friends. Buy them lots of drinks.
Hold them near.
Yeah. We're good people. We're just real stressed.
You've got a mic, though, that you're running now weekly, right?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I do have stuff going for me. An open mic. Wonderful.
Yes. Hey, hosting a mic is... It's...
Yeah. So now,
it's God's work.
As of... Yeah. Jesus walks. I don't know why I went into that. But... It's at Firkin. It's going to be every Tuesday starting July. Every week from now on, every Tuesday starting July, we have our open mic called Screwed at Firkin. Basically, the idea is that we are embracing the garbage that life can be, and we are laughing about it, calling it screwed, you know? When
and
life
it's at 9 p.m.?
is a garbage fire. Just warm your hands, you know? Just dig in deep.
What time is it at 9?
It starts at
8?
8.
Okay.
You're like, I don't know. Like, we say 8. A lot of times we start at 8:30 because we want people to be able to like bounce back and forth from the helium open mic.
Yeah,
but then also be able to get down to Jake's.
Yeah, well, let's see. So I run a few shows, nerdcore related stuff.
Yes.
VHS Vengeance, the only / best live movie riffing comedy show in the city that happens at Kellie's. That's third Sunday of every month at Kellie's. I give away prizes that I find at the bins.
There you go. That's genius.
Yeah. I gave one of the prizes that we gave away last show was Cosmos, Carl Sagan's Cosmos on LP.
Nice.
It was pretty awesome. You can have Carl Sagan talk you to sleep.
I love that.
But yeah, and then Cartoons and Cocktails, which is kind of like VHS Vengeance, but with cartoons, and it's at brunch.
Nice.
At the Lamp, where we take one of the best times of all of our lives, Saturday morning cartoons, and make them better with booze.
Yeah.
I thought that was just Jake's.
No, yeah, first Saturday of every month.
Okay, first Saturday, third Sunday.
Third Sunday.
Come out.
Yeah, and then you'll see me around doing other stuff.
Yeah, you'll see him. Cool. Well, I'm Molly Smithson. As always, you can find me on the internet at Molly Golightly, mollysmithson.com, Trash Amp Productions. We've got on July 6th, the big one, Hits, and that will be headlined by Karina Lucas, who is one of both of our great all of our great friends and great comic, and it's her birthday, so everybody should come out and fucking rage. Yeah, so that'll be fun. And I love you all, and I hope you enjoyed taking some Molly with us today, and you feel happy and high, and you want to touch the world. Goodbye.